Hi everybody, this is Bruce Habowski. Welcome to Habowski Studios channel. Today we're going to be working on part 3 of how I make an oil painting. And today's challenge is going to be working on defining this more, where there's the coupling of for the train car to another car. And I've printed out some photo reference, especially kind of like this one. So between the two, I think we'll get enough useful information that's going to be believable. It's still going to be quite a challenge. I'm thinking of drawing it out maybe in two ideas. One is to draw it on paper, transfer it using white chalk on the back of the paper, and then when I press over my lines, that white chalk will give me enough of a information to show where to draw over, paint over. Another idea is to just freehand it a little bit, maybe with a little bit of a ruler for some measurements, with very lightly with a white color pencil or a piece of pastel chalk. So those are the things I'm going to try, and we'll see how it goes. But that's the main goal today, is to get that defined in this part 3. Okay, what I've decided to do is I'm going to just do a little freehand with some pastel chalk. Not a white tone, but close enough, more of a purple gray. And I'm just going to use this as a reference. And it just has to be exact enough to suggest the coupling. I'm not looking for every single little detail, because of course there's going to be a little bit in shadow because it's recessed into the middle of the car, and all the light is catching on the front of the car. So the idea is just, this seemed to be a close enough reference to this type of car here. So I'm going to use this, and for example, I see a line here, so just going to get somewhat parallel to there. See, it extends a little out. I don't want it, gotta watch tangents. I don't want one part to line up with another, so I'll offset that just a bit and do line of chalk, and we'll see how this turns out. You probably can't see it obviously in the video, but that's kind of what I'm going to be doing, is just breaking out some shapes with the chalk to suggest this coupling. And then I'll flesh it out with some dark paint, cutting around certain shapes, and basically creating the form, doing the dark first, putting the light on top of the dark, and probably going to be doing some layers of similar value tones first, rather than just adding white to lighten, because you got to be careful about that. It can be a little tricky, get things chalky. So I'm going to continue breaking out some elements here, and then I will get back to you once I have a little more of the process underway. And I think this will work. If I don't like it, it's just pastel, and I can dust it off just like charcoal. There's what the pastel looks like, a jumbled mess right now, but now I'm going to cut in some super rich darks, and in the other areas create a value that's a little bit lighter than that dark, and build up the form that way to suggest it. And what I'm going to spend a little time on looking at right now is the little area right in there are springs from the other car, like the ones on this one in the front. So I don't want to get those too small in comparison to the ones in the foreground. Even though the train's car, the green one's further behind, they're not that far behind. The tracks are pretty close together at train yard. So, we'll see if this works. My reference material isn't the greatest, but I'm going to go for it. I just had to stand up for a minute. Been at it, working on this, I don't know, half an hour, I guess. And it's definitely important to get up, stretch your legs, and to step back from the piece, because we get involved on, especially on larger pieces. You get in there, you're real close to it. Sometimes tend to maybe over detail. I'm just trying to get a feel for what it looks like in context with the rest of the painting. So just going to back this out a little bit and see how it's flowing with the rest of the painting. And of course, in the shadows there where I'm working, I'll be doing some gentle, cooler highlights, but yeah, it kind of has that sort of jumble of metallic parts that are part of the boxcar coupling system, and of course things you see on the other side in relation to the other car. So quite a process. So I'm going to stop working on this for today. Might come back a little later tonight, but I doubt it. Got a little bit, looks worked on a little bit all over here and there. Doesn't look like much, I know, but there are some little details, and I'm going to take this off the tripod and get in there, see if I can zoom in a bit. Okay, first let me try a little magnification here and get in there. You can see, of course, the lighting in here isn't the greatest for this filming, but there's worked on a little graffiti there. Try to go real slow. See if we can pick up some of the detail, the textures. Of the painting. And also started dirtying up some lettering. I'll work on that some more also. And did a little more highlights on the springs. So overall, I'm liking how it's turning out. Takes what it takes, and pan back again. Again, this is 30 by 40 inches, and I don't think I have too much left. Don't want to overwork it. We'll see. I'll probably dirty up the graffiti and that sort of thing so it doesn't stand off so much. We'll see. So I want to thank you for tuning in and watching this part 3 of how I make an oil painting. And if you like the videos, please subscribe and leave your comments if you have any. Technical questions, whatever, I will try to answer them, and thanks for watching.